Ryan, did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
I did, Judy. Now it's time to move on to the next holiday.
We'll help you move on to the holidays next on Garden Time.
Welcome to Garden Time, and welcome to our last episode of our 16th season.
But don't worry, we'll be back in March next year.
Coming up in the show today, we'll talk about some great houseplants.
And how to take care of them.
But coming up first, we're talking terrariums. Well, terrariums are all the rage. I'm with Greg. Greg, we're down here at Silver Falls Terrarium, and this is a newer shop down here in Silverton.
Yes, about 6 weeks old now.
But you're not new to terrariums.
No. I've been involved with terrariums since 1968 in Laguna Beach, California. So.
Well, terrariums are great. A lot of people are getting into terrariums and looking at them. What do you need to know? Or what is a terrarium and what do you need to know?
Well, the first thing to understand is that a true terrarium is closed. It's a closed system. A lot of people think they own a terrarium when they actually own a glass planter. Okay. Right. Now, that's fine, but it's not going to do what makes a terrarium so wonderful. Terrariums recycle their water and they recycle their gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, in an ecosystem that allows the terrarium to stay closed for decades.
So if somebody's looking terrariums, you have some beautiful examples of terrariums down here.
Thank you.
But and you do classes. So if people want to come down, what do you need to know or have to?
Well, the main event for us, if you go to our website, silverfallsterrariums.com, there'll be a link there for classes. Our classes are designed to give you the history, the science, and the design of a true closed system terrarium. And because we do this really, really well, we're able to give a warranty on all the plantings that happen, whether we do it or whether the students do it. As long as you bring your terrarium into our shop, we will refresh it, if need be, replant it, and we'll do it all for tips.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for the rest of its life, as long as you own it, you bring it in, we will take care of it for you.
So, you have some examples of some things looking at. You got some rocks, you got some plants, soils. Where do you begin?
Well, you begin by putting in your drainage material, which in our case we use cinder rock, red cinder rock, and that's mixed with activated charcoal.
Okay.
Now that gives you a reservoir in case you ever were to overwater your terrarium, which you should not. But if you did, that's where you'd want that water to go, because the microbes in the soil breathe oxygen. And if the soil becomes waterlogged, the microbes drown, and the flow of carbon dioxide is reduced substantially. So we want the plants to provide the oxygen that the microbes breathe, and we want the microbes to provide the carbon dioxide that the plants breathe. And so this is a mutually beneficial relationship. We call it doing well for yourself by doing good for others. And that's the way the world really works.
Right. And so you have your base, your soils and your rocks, and then plant material.
Yeah.
I'm assuming some plant material works better than others.
We use tropical plants. We use non-deciduous plants. We don't want them dropping their leaves at some season. Right. We want the plants to love a temperature that's between 65 and 85 degrees, which is what we normally enjoy in our homes. These are plants that are low light, but don't let that fool you into putting them in the dark. They need to be in a place where photosynthesis can happen. So we ask for the brightest light you can get without too much heat. Keep the temperature of the terrarium under 95 degrees and you'll be fine. A south window is often too hot. Okay. All the other windows are usually fine. And so it's nice to turn your terrarium occasionally in order to allow it to get light from all directions. And do not open your terrarium just because it steams up. It's supposed to steam up.
Right.
So we've invented this little system here. We call this our magnet set. And this allows you to clear the condensation off of the terrarium on the inside without even opening the bottom.
Oh, very clever.
So you don't lose any water. It just lets you see your plants for a little while. The condensation will come back, but you can always use your magnet. It's kind of therapeutic as well.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, it's been a pleasure to be down here. The wealth of information. Sounds like a class might be in my.
I would love to have folks come and join us.
And the holidays are coming up, so
it's
a great gift.
Yes, you can give seats in our classes as a gift for the holidays, as well as the terrariums that we have planted and are ready to go out the door.
Right. So for more information, make sure you come and visit Silver Falls Terrariums. You can go to their website, or you can go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over. So, Greg, I appreciate all of the information. It's been a pleasure to be down here. Thank you.
It's good to see you.
And now that we are here in the wintertime in the Pacific Northwest, you never know when you're going to get that snow and ice event.
And so we have a few tips for you to get your garden ready for all those snow events.
And one of those tips is protecting our plants in the landscape. So when we get the ice or snow coming, we can cover those plants to give them a little bit of insulation. So here we have an old shower curtain that works great to cover it. It's plastic, so it's not going to get soaked up and get frozen, but it's great just to drape over those plants so we can get a little bit of insulation. You know, sometimes you can use like old packing blankets and towels and things like that, but if they get wet and soaked with all that moisture, they tend to freeze and you could do some damage with the plants. So the plastic works great for that. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go get ready for the next tip, and I'll see you in a bit.
All right. Well, you know, there may be still leaves on the ground, but don't worry, you can really use those for your beds. It's a great idea just to rake those leaves right into your bed. It'll help insulate the plants. It also helps the soil not get compacted by all the winter rains. And also in the springtime, you could leave it in or you can rake them off. You know, they're a great mulch any time of the year.
And so our next tip is what to do with our plants and planters that are on our decks or patios. So when we have them on this, that are on a nice wheeled container, we can mold this underneath the eaves and the overhangs right up next to the house. And what this will do is the house will insulate our plants, give a little bit of warmth. It also keeps it out of the weather. So when the cold winds and things like that, they'll do damage, and also keeps the heavy snows from falling on them. One thing when they are up against the house like this and underneath the eaves is to remember the moisture. Since it's not raining under there, we need to look at the pots, check the moisture underneath to make sure they're watered. The other thing is when even the plants that are underneath the eaves that are not in pots aren't getting rained on. So the soil stay dry, which will stress out the plants if they're not getting watered. So we do need to check the water on the plants underneath the eaves and the pots up against the house.
Another good tip is to prune back roses and tall shrubs that might get damaged in the snow and ice. They'll break and severely damage them for future blooming. So all you have to do at this time of the year is get your pruners and just trim them back to maybe waist high, and then you won't have that damage when the snow and ice arrive.
And our final tip is to remember our larger trees. So when we have all this snow and ice that builds up and accumulates on those branches, it adds that extra weight that we need to watch out so the branches aren't breaking out of the tree or splitting out. One way to reduce that snow and ice is to come out either with like a rake or a big broom, and you can kind of brush those out to reduce that weight. It's also good to start out on the lower branches and work your way up. So if you start at the top, you get all of the snow that's dropping down on the bottom branches, you can cause more damage.
And if you really have a big snow load and it's on a branch that's really integral to the tree, go get a 2x4 and put it under that branch to support it, and it'll really save that limb. And we really hope that all of these tips will help your garden survive the winter this year.
At Blooming Junction, fall isn't about winding down, it's about getting ready. In the garden, start the next season off right now. Fall plantings produce healthier, more robust, and drought-tolerant plants than those planted in spring or summer. In the kitchen, get ready for the holidays with fresh, organically grown produce from our fields. So, whether it's for the garden or for the kitchen this season, Blooming Junction is your place for quality, uncommon plants and produce for your home and garden.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel.
For 4 generations, Sealy Mint has grown and harvested the highest quality mint and mint oil. The commitment to quality is found in all of their signature handmade Sealy Mint products. Their mint patties, mint melts, and peppermint bark all use pure heirloom mint oils and not synthetic flavorings. Now for the holidays, you can also enjoy their handmade peppermint and spearmint candy canes and ribbon candy. You can find Sealy Mint products at your favorite market and selected gift stores, or you can order them online. Sealy Mint. Real farmers, real mint.
I love being out at Little Prince of Oregon. You know, they have such a wide range of plants. Well, I'm in a greenhouse, so it's nice and warm, and I'm talking with Joan today. And so, Joan, you know, the house plants have just exploded, and even more so this last year. And you guys are really kind of playing with that and kind of tuning us all into some new cool plants.
We are so obsessed with plants here at Little Prince. We're all just plant nerds. And we are always on the lookout for really fun, new things, different things. And we have found so many cool plants. We've actually come out with a new line. It's called Beau Chateau.
Ooh.
Chateau meaning like in French castle, and our frog wears a crown, and beau meaning beautiful.
Aw.
So, and it rhymes.
That's great. And it's so fun to see that because we're all looking for something new and different. And wow, these are just like, I want them all. So tell us about what you're kind of expanding to.
Yeah, so everyone just wants their home to feel like an oasis, I think, and these just really make that happen, right?
So I would think that just like outdoor plants, indoor plants need their own space, the right space.
They do. They need different conditions. Some want more light, some want more or less water. So you can find that information on our tags. It's really easy to see. And on our website also, you can search by light conditions. Maybe you have a really sunny window in your kitchen or bathroom, or humidity levels. You know, ferns might want higher humidity. Great for your bathroom, not so great for your living room possibly.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And so it's just like gardening. I mean, it transfers indoors because it's challenging. You're learning something. I don't see the difference between indoor and outdoor, but I've had a lot of houseplants.
Right. Almost everyone has a home, right? So you can have your own garden inside, even if you don't have a garden outside. And look how many different colors and textures. You know, this alocasia, we have this huge leaf and then this tiny leaf, you know?
Right.
So whatever your home and the place you want to put it, you might want to think about how big that plant's going to get.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's a really fun hobby, I think.
I think it's become that. It's become a new collection. I mean, people collect stamps or coins or cars, but I mean, this
Right.
is something that's living that you could take care of and kind of just
Right.
Morph with.
It's so fun. And what's really hot right now are variegated house plants. You know, we have this variegated pilea, this variegated string of pearls. We actually found a variegated Rhaphidophora in one of our crops that we've sent to be tissue cultured, and we're hoping for some success with that. So we're really excited about some new plants.
Well, I think too with breeders and growers, everybody is stretching it just like they did with outside plants. I mean, that explosion in gardening happened, and so it just makes sense it's happening for indoors too.
Right.
And so with this new line, where can we find it?
You can find it at your local garden center. Please always go to your local garden center and support them. If you can't get there, we would love your business on littleprinceplants.com.
And they have a great Facebook page, and you can subscribe to the newsletter.
Yes, and our Instagram is Little Prince to Go, and our Facebook is Little Prince of Oregon.
Well, I think you can feed all of our new hobby, all of our new addiction and our collecting. And so you can go to gardentime.tv and click over to all the places that you could find Little Prince of Oregon plants. Joan, thanks so much. This is exciting.
Thanks, Judy.
Well, now it's winter, and we have to look at our houseplants to make sure that they're happy and healthy indoors.
And so one thing we can do is when we're looking at our plants, we can do a little misting and clean the leaves and the foliage as we kind of examine them what to do. So this is a nice little sprayer just to add a little humidity back into the air because our houses tend to be a little bit drier this time of year with the wood stoves and the heat running. And it also allows us to kind of wash and clean off some of the residues that might be on the foliage. There's another product we can use. This is called Leaf Shine. And what this will do is we'll help clean the foliage on there, give it that nice shiny glossy look, and it will also help seal in that moisture in the foliage.
And you know, it is a good time to kind of look at how you water your plants. It's a little bit drier, it's a little bit warmer in your house now, so you might have to adjust how often you water. Also, put your plants a little bit closer to the windows or the light source because it's winter time, we don't get a lot of sunny days, and the light levels are a lot lower.
And so as we're inspecting them, we may be finding some pests and insects like aphids or mites or mealybugs, and there are some good products that you can use to do that. So this one is a granular. This is a systemic houseplant insect control, meaning that it will last over the course of about 2 months. So every time you water it, it continuously releases into the foliage and will kill some of those bugs and insects. This one will take care as a liquid product that you can spray on there. It takes care of a few additional bugs, some of the white flies and thrips. things like that, but it's also, you'll need to use it a little bit more often. It's not quite as systemic.
And we also have some natural and organic solutions. This one is called neem oil. So when you spray it on, the oil actually covers the insects and its eggs and kill them. And we also have this bonide product called insecticidal soap. And you'll notice this brown shoulder here means it's natural or organic. And what this does is actually washes the leaves, but it also covers the insects and its eggs and kills them.
So we hope these tips will help you be successful with your indoor gardening this winter.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
The seasons are definitely changing, but at Portland Nursery, the one thing that never changes is our commitment to you, our customer. Whether it's helping you get ready for the holidays or getting your garden ready for the next growing season, Portland Nursery has the experts to help you prepare. Stop by and see what's new for your home or garden, then take home something special for the season. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, at 50th and Stark or 90th and Division.
Join Garden Time as we hit the road again. In September of 2022, we'll travel to Holland and Belgium. We'll visit the world-famous Aalsmeer flower auction, Flora World, the University Gardens of Ghent, and the Japanese Gardens of The Hague. We'll also visit the once-a-decade Floriade Expo, the World's Fair of Gardening. Enjoy the sights, sounds, and tastes of Ghent, The Hague, and Amsterdam on this wonderful tour. Go to Garden Time Tours for more information, and we'll see you in Europe.
You work hard in the garden. Shouldn't your gloves do the same? Garden Like a Girl makes gloves and apparel from natural, recycled, and organic materials. Garden Like a Girl gloves will help you tackle any job. They are designed to fit, protect your hands and nails, and they last. Plus, 10% of our profits go to cancer research. To learn more about Garden Like a Girl products, go to our website, gardenlikeagirl.com. Garden Like a Girl, ruggedly feminine.
Well, it's time to decorate for the holidays, and a place to go to is Terra Casa, and I'm with Diana. And you know, why we love coming here is because you look everywhere to see inspiration and beauty. It's not just at the floor level, mid-level, but up above.
We have a lot of different kinds of displays this year, way different than years past. So yeah, you'll want to look everywhere when you come in, and it is overwhelming because there is a lot of stuff to look at. But we did a lot of displays up in the air with our larger ornaments and with icicle ornaments, and it's stuff people can replicate at home, but yeah, it's kind of fun to look around all over the store.
And do you have any like little tricks for us to help us do that?
Well, there's a lot of things you can do. The nice thing about ornaments is they're not very heavy, so we use a lot of these little O-rings to put up in the ceiling, and the nice thing is if you put it in sheetrock, when you take them out, you just use a little toothpaste and fill it in, and nobody will ever know it was there. But you can do little O-rings, little cup hooks, and use those to hang ornaments in different places in your home. It's great for a corner, gives it a lot of depth and a lot of different things to look at.
Nice, and I love this branch behind us. That's just beautiful with the snow and the icicles, snowflakes.
Isn't that fun? Very festive, yeah. And sometimes less is more. Sometimes the fewer ornaments you use, the more of a statement it makes. So sometimes you can overload a tree, and sometimes just use a few ornaments, and that makes a statement in itself.
Oh, it always is inspirational to come here. But what else is inspirational is gifts, and we have to start our gift list. So let's go over to the gift area and maybe look at some stocking stuffers.
Okay.
All right. Diana, this area is just mere steps from Christmas land, but it's such a fun place to go.
So this is our annex. We call this the annex. This is where we have the greeting cards, but we have a lot of little things in here that are great for stocking stuffers for kids and men and women, and even your dog, should you have a dog.
Oh, that's so
yes.
great. Tell us a couple things.
So we have a lot of puzzles this year because people are still doing puzzles. We have a lot of little decks of cards, table topic things. We have music boxes, little baby music boxes that play Beatles music. Books, these are from people right here in Happy Valley, Oregon that are autographed. And lots of different things that are fun to for that special person that you know, I don't know about you, but stockings are really big at our house. So.
Oh, they are. And I think you can get so many fun things that are personal, and stockings or socks for your stocking stuffer, I think is a great idea.
We have socks as well. They're kind of fun. Maybe a few with maybe some potty words, but they're fun. There's just some really things that people giggle at when they come in.
Yeah, and I think just for any kind of holiday or any kind of occasion, birthdays or anniversaries, this is the great place to come, because it's not just the Christmas things this time of year, it's all these little gifties, and you always have someone that you want to get that fun gift, that special gift. So please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over the Terra Casa website, but come on up here and get inspired for Christmas for decorations and for gifts. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Judy.
Our tip of the week is how to use wilt stop to preserve our cut greens. This time of year, we're starting to decorate with our cut greens in either our wreaths or some centerpiece arrangements, or just in some bulk boughs and garlands. What we can use is wilt stop. We spray this on our wreaths or our cut greens, and what it'll do is it'll help seal in the moisture to prevent it from drying out. So that's our tip of the week, is how to use wilt stop to prevent our greens from drying out this holiday season.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Welcome to the brand new Capital Subaru.
To your all-new Capital Subaru.
To your all-new Capital Subaru. We built one of the most unique Subaru dealerships in the U.S., and we know you're going to love it.
And right now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $250 for every new Subaru vehicle sold or leased through the holiday season.
With over 72,000 square feet just for you. It's time to discover again.
Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel.
Find everything you need for this holiday season at Owl's.
A while back, I was talking with Mary from Garden Like a Girl about gloves that she was designing. And so here we are. Now it's finished. It's in the stores. It's retail. It's on your site. So tell us about, like, you being a woman, designing a glove. How did that all work out?
Well, the way it all worked out, the way it started was I loved to get in the yard and work in the garden, and I got really tired of my fingertips poking through the end of my gloves, ruining the gloves, and so my glove became a disposable glove and ended up in the landfill where it didn't break down. So I complained to my husband, who is kind of a product geek and has a lot of experience in endurance and performance enhancing materials. And so between the two of us, we created a glove made just for women to fit a woman's hand. It's not a cut down man's glove. And we made it in 2 different finger lengths on our medium and large sizes because, you know, I can hold my hand up to one of my friends' hands and, you know,
sure.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all thing, you know, we're all different. And so we came up with this glove, and, you know, it's been a tremendous hit. We're super happy with how it's turned out. We've gotten great reviews.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But it too, talking about the finger points too, it's actually reinforced, and that material is what we hear about in many different things.
Yeah, it's interesting. So the fingertips are wrapped. There's not a seam on the end of the fingertip, and they are reinforced with Kevlar.
Wow.
And the same stuff that's in a bulletproof vest, right? And so they're strong. And we also have a padded palm. You'll see the cancer ribbon there. Tom and I, my husband, are both cancer survivors, so we do give 10% of net profits back to the American Cancer Society. The gloves are made from goat skin, and they have an adjustable wrist closure. It's got the hook and loop, or Velcro as I call it, closure, and it gives you a little bit of added support. You know, vented back so that they do breathe. These gloves will mold to your hand. The more you use them, the softer they get. They may be a little tight at first, but after 5 minutes, you know, they're super comfortable.
Right. And I think this time of year, it's the fall chores, we're getting ready for winter, and really to have a new pair of gloves that are going to perform is on everyone's list.
Right, and you know, they do have to perform. They have to be very durable. And you know, when I get in the yard, I'm going at it. You know, I'm not playing around, you know, like with little tiny snippers. Like, I'm out there getting some work done. And you know, they will keep up with you. And you know, they would make great gifts, great Christmas gifts.
Oh, sure.
You know, birthday gifts. We've had lots of folks order for friends. So,
and so where can we find them?
You can find them at gardenlikeagirl.com. You can also check our website, gardenlikeagirl.com, for our retail partners. We have a few retail partners in the area, and more coming on board every day.
And also on the website, you can see the different apparel items that you have on there too.
Yes, we do. We have some awesome apparel. I have on one of the hoodies right now, and it's made from 50% recycled bottles and 50% upcycled cotton. And then we have these t-shirts. All of them are made from 50% recycled plastic bottles, 25% organic cotton, and 25% beech trees. And they're very, very soft. They launder really well. And on the back they say Sun Garden Girl. And you know, again, great gifts. T-shirt and a pair of gloves, and you're gonna make somebody really happy.
That's true. So if you're interested in having a great pair of gloves for the fall, or for a gift, or any of the apparel items, please go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to their website. You can find out where you can go locally, or you can order them online. Mary, congratulations to you and Tom.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Garden Time today, and everyone at Garden Time thanks you for taking this journey with us all year long.
For more information on today's episode or any of our other episodes, go to gardentime.tv or follow us on social media. Judy and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next March on Garden Time.
Join Garden Time as we hit the road again. In September of 2022, we'll travel to Holland and Belgium. We'll visit the world-famous Aalsmeer flower auction, Flora World, the University Gardens of Ghent, and the Japanese Gardens of The Hague. We'll also visit the once-a-decade Floriade Expo, the World's Fair of Gardening. Enjoy the sights, sounds, and tastes of Ghent, The Hague, and Amsterdam on this wonderful tour. Go to Garden Time Tours for more information, and we'll see you in Europe. The preceding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.